this is Run the Numbers. My name is Jason. Today we're bringing to you a video that's part of our warm-up series. It's also a video part of our 100 video challenge where we're doing 100 videos in 100 days. This is really just a challenge to myself where I'm trying to make sure I have a whole lot of content on the channel that can help you on your personal finance journey. So we're on the go today, in that effort, in motion, beautiful streets of Los Angeles, California. So we'll talk today about a great topic. It's kind of an oldie but a goodie, something of a fundamental, part of the fundamentals of investing in personal finance, and that is a discussion about diversification. And in particular, what I want to kind of examine a little bit is maybe where you could get a false sense of diversification. Almost another way to say that is where you might overestimate the amount, the level of diversification that in fact you are getting. So first, kind of let's level set. Let's kind of start with a little bit of diversification, the kind of whole concept, not putting all your eggs in one basket, making sure you have some degree of safety across your investments. Some investments might go up, some investments might go down. You're not going to get too crushed if a lot of them go down. Some of them go down because maybe you have a lot, some of them go up. So it's kind of a measure of protection, measure of safety. Kind of what you give up here, of course, is it might having all this level of diversification might then reduce your potential returns. It could lower possible returns in the essence of, you're not going to have big risk, big rewards. You're going to have a little bit more measure of safety. It might seem like all the rage to just kind of go big, YOLO, all that effort. But no, diversification gives you a lot of benefit by that measure of safety. So yeah, you could be diversified in a whole lot of different ways. I won't go into kind of various strategies and kind of how can you balance across asset classes, what measures of diversification can you truly get. That might be a discussion for another day. What I want to go into a little bit is something that was kind of brought top of mind, where I'll go into a specific example, and that is recently I made a contribution to an existing 529. That's a college savings, a higher education savings plan for I in fact use for my children. You could use, and the reason I bring this up is that my way to invest in this 529 plan is through Vanguard, which gives you a couple different options on how to make that investment. And through that, you're kind of steered towards a bunch of course, Vanguard products, Vanguard market ETFs in particular, ETFs, exchange traded funds. And so of course, through making that decision to invest with these Vanguard funds, I kind of gave it a close examination of I would say, I think it's about 5 different Vanguard ETFs. And through that, I kind of walk away thinking, okay, yeah, I'm pretty diversified. I got 5 different ones. I kind of have this element, this sort of thought in my head that I have a high degree, a high amount of diversification. But upon looking at it recently, I realized that I have some amount of diversification. I'm not just in one fund or one individual stock for that matter, but so there is some, but it's maybe not to the extent that I truly might have previously thought. And the reason that I had this come to mind is that I sort of did run the number. I had the ability to run the numbers and I happen to realize that in fact, a lot of my funds had a whole lot of overlap, and I'll give you one example here. Is one fund in particular basically was the Vanguard ETF for the S&P 500, and another one I had, I think was marketed as, I might not have the exact name right here, but it was something like Total Market, Vanguard ETF for the kind of the total market, which I can see why they're separate things. They're not exactly the same. With the total market, you're getting a whole lot more smaller cap stocks. You're getting more funds that are international. So it's really not the same thing. But you know, where you're getting a lot of the returns in both of these funds are really dominated by a select, really handful of major companies, and those being, you know, your Google, Amazon, Microsoft, others in that world that are vastly pushing up or down the returns that you'd see in the S&P 500, and then again here in the kind of total market fund as well. And I realized through kind of a close examination that I think it was upwards of somewhere like 86% of the between the two funds had this overlap. And so it just made me think, and maybe want to bring it to your attention, that you might think you have a whole lot of diversification, you have different funds here and there, but really at the end of the day, what's going on is that your two separate funds are really going in the same direction, far more so, have far more correlation than really you might have previously thought. And so that was the case for me. So I just wanted to share with you that in fact you might want to take a second look at some of your investments, and if you're wanting to kind of have a higher degree of diversification, yeah, you might want to kind of do something of an examination. But if you're okay with the amount of diversification, then this was at least something great for you to think about at the least. All right, hope that was helpful, and remember to like and subscribe and comment that if this is a topic that helps you, that helps me out to know that. So I'll leave you there. All right, gotta run.